Keegan Murray absolutely destroyed the Utah Jazz, and it's kind of a symptom of a certain issue with this Jazz team. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, before we get into this, let's just give a shout out to our sponsor, PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com, use promo code HoopsNerd. We're all phased out. There we go. Use promo code HoopsNerd. They will match up to $100. Did you put money down on Keegan Murray scoring 16 or 12 threes tonight? Well, if you had, you would have done well. And guess what? If you would have used promo code HoopsNerd, they would match up to $100. Free money if you go do it. But you don't get that free money if you don't sign up. So go use promo code HoopsNerd. I would appreciate it. It supports the channel, and you'll have a lot of fun. All right, so Keegan Murray is the story of this game, that's for sure. He absolutely destroyed the Jazz tonight with just an absolute explosion. He scores, let's see, how many threes was it? 12 threes tonight. He took 15. Just an absolutely bonkers night. And the crazy thing is he comes into this game shooting 30% from three. So obviously it was against this bad Jazz defense that was able to kind of loosen that lid on that honey jar, and he was able to just pop off against the Jazz, right? And so good for him. I mean, that's a nice field goal percentage there, 69%, pretty nice. 47 points, he almost got 50 points. They were obviously trying to get him that, but they ended up pulling him near the end of the fourth, and it was funny because Sacramento Kings were booing as they watched me and my Jazz friends, and all of us watched the Jazz just get absolutely depressed. So hope it was worth it, Sacramento Kings fan. Our sadness was your joy. But anyways, nice night for Keegan Murray. You got to give him a lot of credit. He's a very good player. All right, let's talk about the Utah Jazz and what happened. Well, there's one thing that is for sure with this Jazz team, and it is that the Utah Jazz are not a good defensive team. With Lauri Markkanen coming back, or at least he's played in 2 of the last 3 games, you're going to see the Jazz offensive rating improved. Although right now it's staying at, the Jazz are kind of locked in at 26, it looks like. Oh, they did improve. It's a nice night when the Utah Jazz defense improves over the Detroit Pistons. So the Jazz have now moved up to 25 defensively. Ironically, talking about the Jazz defensive problems, the Jazz defense is actually technically better than the offense right now, which is sitting at 26. The defensive rating is at 25. So, let's all give a hand to the Jazz. We've now moved up to 25th from 26th. Everyone give a hand to the Jazz. All right. Utah Jazz, 25th offense in the NBA. Hang the banner, baby. Hang the banner. Let's see. I got to make sure we got this chat going because sometimes it does not work. So let's just pop that up. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't working. So there we go. My guy James is in the chat. Let's go. We're not the Pistons. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Better defense than the Pistons, who's lost 23 in a row. Oh, sadness. All right, but anyways, the Utah Jazz lose this game, and honestly, in some ways, let's talk big picture. Let's dive in a little bit here, but there's not a lot to say. The Jazz just did not shoot the ball well tonight. 12 for 37 from 3, 32%. Really the most, the best offensive games came from Lauri Markkanen, who had a nice overall efficiency night. Only scores 18 points, though. And then obviously Collin Sexton, who's just playing better. He's playing off the ball much better. He's allowing other guys to handle the ball, and he's playing off the ball in a good way. And so when the initial guy initiates the offense and does things, and it's kind of something we're noticing within this Will Hardy offense, actually, is that secondary guy really benefits by what the point guard does, because the point guard initiates the offense. It gets the defense in motion. You find some disadvantages, and then you take advantage. And a lot of times it's that shooting guard position that's able to go do that. And so you can see here, 10 for 18 from the field, 28 points. Let's see, 1 assist. So anyways, nice scoring night from Collin Sexton, but that's what he does, and that's what he does well. Chris Dunn, also solid production from him. 3 assists, 4 rebounds. He plays just 27 minutes, but I do like seeing Chris Dunn on the floor because I do think he has good defensive ability, and he does do some nice things there. And we've talked about it before. Chris Dunn brings the leadership for this team, and so in losses like tonight, when they're flying home, they're probably getting on the plane right now. It's nice to have someone like Chris Dunn on the plane who can be kind of a leadership presence on the plane. Simone Fontecchio has had a nice season. He's been he's getting more and more consistency, but we're still here and there getting nights like tonight. And when he's starting and he's shooting 1 for 5, when he's getting 7 points, 1 for 5 from 3, 3 for 9 from the field, that's tough to overcome. It just is. I think Simone Fontecchio is turning into a nice player that I think, the Jazz would be good to have him come off the bench for many years, honestly, 4 or 5 years. I think he's going to be in a Jazz uniform for a while because I think they can keep him for a relatively low number, kind of like a George Niang $4 million a year type number, and that's going to be great because he's someone that can come in spot minutes and do well. Tonight he didn't. And so there's nights like that with him that aren't going to go well. We already mentioned it, but Lauri Markkanen plays again. He has a nice overall efficient night, 6 rebounds. And look at this, 3 assists. In fact, that's a big deal because look at this. This is a big deal. And someone mentioned it on Twitter. I'm sorry, I forgot who it was, but thank you for mentioning it. Lauri Markkanen, I think before tonight, let's just go look, just out of curiosity. Because the assists have not been coming for Lauri. And it's something actually I've been kind of frustrated with personally. Yeah, before tonight, he had not had an assist in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His last 6 games, 0 assists. Zero. Are you serious? There's 0 assists, okay? And then if you look at his last 8, he has just 1. Are you zero? Are you kidding me? So it's nice to see him get an assist. It doesn't mean that Markkanen's not a willing passer because it's something I do watch because it's kind of bonkers. But he does move the ball within the offense. He's just not a playmaker that kind of can set up another guy. It's just really not in his game. But if he can get if it's within the offense and he moves the ball to an open shooter and they knock down a 3 or something like that, that's typically how he's going to get his assist. But it is interesting. Markkanen is a finisher. That's why he's got the nickname. He gets the ball, he shoots it, and he knocks it down very efficiently. That's what his job is. And he's really good in transition, and he does great things when he's cutting to the basket. He's super athletic for his size. Like tonight, he had one of those little he had like a alley-oop where they threw a guy, I can't remember who it was, whether it was Sexton or THT, I can't remember who it was, threw it to him from the three-point line. Sorry. He gets it with his back to the basket. He's like 2 feet away from the basket, but he turns midair and puts it in. So he's got an incredible ability to control his body at that size, and he's such an efficient shooter, so you can just see why he's such a weapon. But the talent around Markkanen is just not there. It's just not. Kelly Olynyk had a great night passing the ball, but he is just not a very good defensive player. He's just not. You bring Kelly Olynyk in for offense, and that's what the Jazz appear to be doing. I mean, 13 assists for Kelly Olynyk is pretty impressive. But he cannot defend. He is just, and he's also not the greatest rebounder. He'll have nights where he'll get like double digits, but 9 times out of 10, you're looking at like 4 or 5 rebounds. And, when I looked at it and saw he had like 13 assists, I think they mentioned on the broadcast, and I looked and I was like, holy smokes. But then 9, he just, it's, Kelly Olynyk helps connect players. That's what he is. He's the ultimate connector where he can be on the floor. He's moving the ball. He makes nice plays. He actually has pretty good moves under the basket. If he has like a mismatch and he wants to, he usually has that kind of pump and drive, and he can kind of just get the ball laid in. And he does some nice things, but defensively it's rough. And that's why, when you look at this Jazz team, Collin Sexton, not a good defender. Kelly Olynyk, not a good defender. Markkanen, I would say, tries, and can be average. I think what Markkanen does good defensively is he rebounds the ball and he can block a shot here and there. He can be a relatively good rim protector at times, off-ball rim protector, whatever you want to call him. But not the most impactful on-ball defender. And that's why guys like Keegan Murray are going to get threes. Simone Fontecchio really tries. He really does. But as he's kind of like Collin Sexton in a way, really tries, but I don't know if he affects shots all that much. when I was close watching him against Kawhi, and Kawhi had that monster night, Fontecchio was trying. He just didn't really succeed in stopping him really at all. And I wonder, that's why Fontecchio probably is a bench player, because if you're impacting games in a big way defensively and you can do the other things that Fontecchio does, then that's when you start becoming quite the player. But the defense is just not there. And so you've got average at best defender in Simone, average at, average defender, sometimes a slight plus, but pretty much an average defender in Lauri Markkanen. Kelly Olynyk is a bad defender. Collin Sexton is not a good defender. He's undersized at the shooting guard position. And then Chris Dunn at the point guard. We know he's a good defender. That's it. There's only one good defender on the floor with this group. And so we shouldn't be surprised that they're not defending very well. Now, the backup unit, Walker Kessler, solid, good defender. I'm not quite sure why he doesn't start. It just feels... This is the weirdest season for Walker Kessler, but look at that, minus 28, and he got absolutely roasted at times tonight by Domantas Sabonis. And, it is what it is, but you would like to see Walker Kessler impacting and dominating more defensively. If he was, he would be playing more, to be honest. But 18 minutes tonight for Kessler, he's just, and we saw him upward trending. Tonight was a downward trend. 0 points. He did take 4 free throws and knock down 2 of them, but man, just not great. 3 rebounds in 18 minutes for Kessler is that's a per 36 of 6 rebounds. That's got to be better. It does. And I know the Kings were just knocking down everything, so maybe there really wasn't an opportunity, literally, but man, it's just, you'd like to see more from Walker Kessler. You just will. And this may be just a massive sophomore slump, which is not unheard of. It happens to a lot of guys. But he needs to show some things as the season goes on to get you kind of more excited about his future. Otherwise, he's kind of looking like Ivica Zubac on the Clippers, is kind of a comparable player, I would say, which is fine. Zubac is a starting caliber center, but there's a ceiling there. And Walker Kessler, when he's on his game and he's playing really aggressive and dominant, he can be amazing. But he just hasn't looked very aggressive, He's certainly not dominating games. He's had moments where he's dominated. He's had, last game, he actually played really well. So I'm surprised to have such a downward trend tonight. But that's also against Portland Trailblazers, who are very bad. So it is what it is. Taylor Horton-Tucker, not good. His shot decision-making, Andy Larson made a good tweet and a good observation that when it's close for him to getting subbed out, he just makes really bad shots and takes bad shots. He had that one, Will Hardy, it was in the second half, Will Hardy pulls him right after he takes it, where he's 13 seconds left on the shot clock. He takes a fadeaway mid-ranger and just banks, clanks against the front of the rim. And it's just what are you doing? That's not good offense, and that's not going to get you a contract. That's not going to get you traded to, wherever you want to be. That's just not good basketball, and I don't know why he makes those decisions, but if he made, here's the thing with Taylor Horton-Tucker. Jazz fans would like him a lot more, because look at that, 5 assists, 3 steals. There are so many physical gifts with him. His wingspan alone is crazy, and he's got an impressive enough first step that he's really interesting in certain. You can feel the upside potential with him because of the first step, because of the crazy length. His length is crazy. It's 7'1" wingspan, and he's 6'4". It's crazy. It's crazy, his physical tools. That there's a reason why he's a tantalizing player. That the Lakers gave him the contract he did, and the Jazz were interested to give him some time and are giving him time this year. But he just makes some poor decisions. It's the consistency of decision-making with him that is so frustrating. 4 for 11, it is what it is. He did shoot 2 for 4 from 3. But, man, if he could just improve on 3 or 4 decisions a game, and on some of these shots, just not take them or lay the ball to someone else, you turn something like 4 for 11 into 4 for 7 or 4 for 8, and you improve to 6 or 7 assists, It's not all that much, but that is really the block with him. And, it's too bad because defensively he could be something, and he does do some things. In a game where the Jazz lose, pretty big, 21 points or whatever it is, he's a -2. You know, he can fit into a good defense because of his physical tools, but the decision making on offense is so poor sometimes. And he's also just not got the greatest touch. I mean, at times he's pretty good, but there's times where his touch, I mean, that ball banks off the backboard like a rock on a barn wall. It's just so hard sometimes, and it's not great touch. So it is what it is. I'm bummed that Taylor Horton Tucker hasn't turned into something more, but he's kind of a backup point guard, and if he's going to develop any more, he's got to develop his decision making. I know he's still so young. Everyone wants to talk about how the fact he's like 23 years old still or whatever he is. In fact, let's just look at it because for old time's sake, for THT, the fact that THT is younger than Ochai Agbaji is crazy. He is 23 years old. That's what's crazy, but he's been in the league like 5 years. You know, 5 years. Look at this. Yep. He's going into season 6 next year, and he's 23. That's crazy. But whatever it is, maybe it's coming into the league early. Who knows? But his decision making is so poor sometimes. And so, he'll have great moments, and he does some great things. And he always will do 2 or 3 plays where you're like, man, if he just consistently does that, where he's driving in transition and using his length to score, where he's getting steals. 3 steals tonight is no joke. That's that length. That's that physical talent. But man, it's just too bad. Can we talk about Taylor Hendricks? He's awesome and honestly demanding more and more time. The Jazz at some point are going to make a trade because Taylor Hendricks is demanding it with his play. And honestly, like Kelly Olynyk getting times, I guess Kelly Olynyk's playing center because Hendricks is like 6'9", 6'10", whatever he is. I'm just curious what they have him listed. Let's pull this up. Let's see, 6'9", and I'm kind of curious. He's 215 pounds. He is very slight. He's super skinny. He is going to need a little bit of time in the weight room. Let's see, Taylor Hendricks wingspan. I'm just curious. It's got to be good. Come on. Because he just has a knack for getting that ball. Wingspan 7 foot. There you go. So he's got that. That's what's so crazy about. Can you believe that? Taylor Horton Tucker is 6'4" with like a 7'1" or whatever it is. It's crazy. It's like 7 foot. It's crazy. And so Taylor Hendricks has incredible physical tools, 6'9", that wingspan. He's super athletic. And we're seeing what he has just such good defensive instincts. They're so good. I mean, even tonight, he gets like 1 steal because he just knows how to be in the right spot, gets that ball after they try to inbound it, and then he moves the ball up the court. But what's nice is he's shooting just consistently 2 for 5 from 3. What is he for the season? Let's just back up here. After tonight, which is another 40% night, he is shooting 33%. And so that's going to go up. He's going to be up at like 35 after tonight. It's like watching a baseball batting average. But anyways, he's at 33%, and that's going to only go up. He is a good shooter. His touch when he takes that 3 is so nice. He's a touch shooter. He knows how to, I mean, he's just got that knack for shooting those 3s. It's crazy. And he's not struggling with the NBA 3 at all. He's only going to get better. And the Jazz are running pin downs for him, plays where he gets that corner 3, and he's going to knock it down. And the fact that he can be such an impactful defender on the other end, you should not be surprised with the fact that Taylor Hendricks is a +8 in a game the Jazz lost by 21. It's crazy. He is a plus-minus darling. And why? Because he is such an impactful defender. The Jazz hit on both picks, guys. And we're really lucky. We all got to count our blessings because Keontae George is not out with a catastrophic injury. It looked catastrophic, and it looks like he's okay. When they get back from this road trip, in fact, I bet they'll do it tomorrow, they will look at Keontae George's foot. I guess it's foot soreness, whatever it is. Whatever that injury is, I would like to know exactly what's going on. But apparently it's not too bad. They are going to inspect him, and they need him back because his playmaking actually helps the Jazz a ton. And it would be nice to see what he does. Ochai Agbaji tonight, 2 for 7 from the field, 4 rebounds, 1 for 3 from 3. I don't know what to think about Ochai Agbaji. I think he continues to be a project for the Jazz. You would have thought he'd have kind of figured things out a little sooner. But you know what? The best case scenario, who's the player on the Indiana Pacers that Nesmith? What's his name? I just want to go see because I feel like he's the kind of the comp for best case scenario for Ochai Agbaji. Let's see here. What's his name? Aaron Nesmith. He was a 4-year college player too, I believe, or I could be wrong. I believe he was like a multi-year college player and really struggled with Boston to the point that they traded him to Indiana. And now you look at Nesmith. Let's see. Look at this. This is an interesting comp actually for Ochai. And Ochai, I think, is probably a little bit better defender than Nesmith, but Nesmith has some nasty to him. I mean, he's the one that was getting in a fight with Giannis. He's not afraid of him. He's shooting this season 43% from 3, and he struggled in Boston. And so this is kind of a scenario where I think you can look at Ochai Agbaji. Look at that, 24. He's older than older than THT, just like Ochai Agbaji. But this is an interesting comp. 43% from 3, 53% from the field. Plays nasty defense. He's actually scoring 11 points per game. That's pretty interesting. They traded for him, and he's doing well. And so that's what I would hope is kind of what you can expect from Ochai Agbaji, where he can just kind of consistently get that 3. What's he shooting from 3 for the season, actually? He is shooting from 3 this season 38%, which is actually pretty great. Honestly, better than I expected. So can he get into the 40% range? Because we know in the corner he's lights out. And can he get to that 40% range? That's pretty promising right there, actually. Pretty nice to see. And he's getting up 3.3 a game. This is actually the issue with Ochai is 3.3 a game in 21 minutes. You know, if he's playing 36, you can see him taking about 5-ish or so, which I guess is pretty decent. But for a guy that can shoot 38% from 3 and who shoots such lights out from the corner, you know, you would hope this would be a little bit higher, 4 to 5 a game, you know. And I know he's taking them. You can see it tonight. You know, this is a small thing, but he takes 7 shots in 23 minutes. That's pretty good. You know, we know what he can do in transition. We know what he can do from the corner 3. And he's starting to knock down that above the break 3. And that's pretty exciting. And he can handle the ball a little bit. James mentions it. His dribbling and passing is honestly not bad. You're right. I mean, it's actually not too bad. There's just like a little bit of it's like a little juice is missing there. You know, like a little oomph, a little schmutz that you're missing, whatever, chutzpah, whatever. They're missing a little bit of just some pizzazz, as they say. Like a little more pizzazz. That's what, you know, if I were coaching the Utah Jazz, I would tell Taylor Hendricks, hey, how about a little more pizzazz? Or not Taylor Hendricks, Ochai Agbaji. Hey, Ochai, how about a little more pizzazz with the ball in your hands, all right? You know, go dunk on somebody, right? Like, he's a super athlete. Go cram it on somebody. Worst case scenario is they foul you and it doesn't go in, you know? Because that's another thing. 0 free throws. That right there is a big tell right there. There's not a lot happening going to the basket, you know? Not a lot of outside of shooting threes and defending, which is not too bad, but you're going to see a hard ceiling on a player when you're taking 0 free throws. I mean, that's why Keontae George is really exciting. You know, the numbers, when people are going to go to his stats and look at his numbers, they're not going to be blown away by the percentages by any means, although they have been getting better. But what Keontae does is he passes the eye test, and he's showing some things that are great statistical indicators. And one of those with Keontae is the free throws. For Ochai, look at this. It's 0. It's 0. In fact, I'm kind of curious now. I am curious because I've gotten on Lauri Markkanen for the assists. Let's go to Ochai and just look at the free throws. How many is he taking per game? Let's see. Free throw attempts 1.2, which is an improvement on last year. So there you go. That is an improvement. That's where we can see him. Oh no, actually he's doing that. Never mind. He went from 1.2 last year to 0.3. That's not good. That's not a good indicator. Look at this. Look how many zeros across the board. He has shot in his last 5 games, 0 free throws. And that is actually, that's really not great. That's in how many minutes? I mean, he took 2 in this one game, but he has a lot of 0 free throw games here. Look at this. Zeros up the board. Not great. So if you want to talk to Ochai Agbaji about ways he can improve, he's got to go hard to the basket. And honestly, that's a toughness thing a little bit. I'm sorry. I know you're going to get blocked sometimes. I know it's not fun to get an elbow here and there, get your arms scratched up and whatever. You got to go to the basket. Sometimes, straight line drives, go to the basket, get fouled, put pressure on the defense. And that's probably why he's coming off the bench. This was his to be had. Collin Sexton, I'm sure the Jazz look at him as backup 6th man. This should be Ochai Agbaji's spot at shooting guard. Should be. Instead, you got Collin Sexton taking those minutes, and it's the right choice because he's producing more. You'd like to see Ochai Agbaji get there because of the defense and shooting, but there's just a little bit lacking, and I don't know what it is, but he's got to figure that out. He could be so imposing if he wanted to be. And I'm sure he wants to, but that's one element where he's got to get just a little tougher. It just is what it is. Get to the basket. Bang into some guys. Put an elbow in Saboner's face and dunk the ball because that's what stupid Saboner does. That's what freaking, what's his name, did to Lauri Markkanen, You got to do it. Otherwise, you're just a shooter, and that all they have to worry about with you is that you're covered. You're not bending the defense. Like James says, you're just not creating advantages. You're not bending the defense at all. Go cram it on somebody, dude. You're super athletic. You're a head around the rim athlete. Go cram on somebody. Do it. Do it. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a trade move with somebody. It's just flat out. So, I doubt the Jazz want to trade Ochai because there is development. There is opportunity for him to improve in that aspect. And this is a clear area he can improve, which is in some ways is pretty good, actually. Some guys you're just like, yeah, he just doesn't have it. Some guys just don't have it. But this is like a clear area where he can improve. And when you consider he shoots the ball as well as he does and how athletic he is and the defense and all these different things, this is actually pretty cool because you can improve on that. Come on, Ochai. Dunk the ball, baby. Dunk the ball, Ochai. Get some highlights. Show up. I guess this was a good game and a reminder that the Jazz, this is just a kind of a fact, guys. The Jazz are sitting at 7th worst record in the NBA. And here's the thing. Ja Morant is coming back any day now. I think it's like a game or 2 away. Memphis is going to get better. They don't have Marcus Smart playing. They have had a ton of injuries. They're going to start getting healthy. They get Ja Morant back. They're going to start winning more games than, they have been. And I just have a hard time seeing the Jazz being worse than 6th. The Chicago Bulls are looking to trade, Zach LaVine and possibly DeMar DeRozan, but they are having a renaissance of Kobe White. Look at Kobe White, guys. Look at this. And this is just big picture stuff. If you're here, you are a Hoops Nerd Jazz fan. You are awesome. But let's go to Chicago, who is honestly, I have a hard time seeing the Jazz beat out Chicago with what they're doing. You go to Kobe White. Look at what he's doing this year. 17 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 4.7 assists. He's shooting 42% from 3, and that's as the point guard. He's running point and doing this. It's pretty crazy. 44% from the field, so obviously there's, it's not superstar level stuff. When you start getting into 50, 40, 90, that's superstar. That's why Lauri Markkanen is so incredible, is him doing 50, 40, 90 type stuff. It's why he's incredible. But anyways, the moral of this is that I just don't see the Jazz beating out Chicago. Atlanta, this is hilarious. Quinn Snyder, 10 and 15. The Jazz are only like... The Jazz are not very good, and they're almost beating Atlanta. Atlanta is going to win more games. They're in an easier conference in the Eastern Conference. Trae Young will likely lead them to more victories than not. Because I think they are like 11th according to like Zach Lowe. I can't remember. In fact, let's just look at it. Why not? Who cares? Let's go to it. Advanced. Where is Atlanta offensively? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Where are they? Let's search them. They're number 4 offensively, so they're gonna win. Actually, that's pretty. I didn't know that. Number 4 on offense, great, but they're 10-15. What that tells me is they're horrific defensively, but they're good enough offensively that they're gonna win more games than the Jazz. Where did the Jazz sit? 25th. So somehow the Jazz are 25th in offense, 26th in defense, and are only like a game or two behind. What is that? A game and a half worse than Atlanta. Shout out Quinn Snyder, baby. Shout out Quinn Snyder. And he has Trae Young dishing the ball. You know? It's crazy. It's actually pretty insane. But anyways, Utah, I think they're going to end up 6th. I think they're going to have the 6th pick going into lottery night. And I think that's because I think Memphis is going to get better. I think the Jazz are, better than these teams. They smoked Portland. But I just think Chicago has more talent. The Jazz are playing with Collin Sexton, THT, Chris Dunn, and Jordan Clarkson most of this year. If they don't trade Jordan Clarkson, that's their group. And they're just not efficient. Jordan Clarkson's having the worst shooting year of his career, including his rookie year. THT is shooting 4 for 11 tonight. Collin Sexton can't defend anyone. He is playing better. You got to give some credit to Collin Sexton, but if Collin Sexton is your best guard and next to him your other best guard is a rookie point guard in Keontae George, I tweeted about it. That's great news for Keontae. Oh my gosh. Danger FC, we got an all-star. Guys, we got to come up with a nickname for Danger FC. Danger FC is already a cool nickname, and I was going to say Stranger Danger, but he's not a stranger anymore. We got to do that. I need people letting me know nicknames because we're coming up with that tonight with our new all-star producer of the show, Danger FC. Are you serious? Are you serial? Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is it's great news that Keontae George is that valuable to the Jazz in terms of his development and what he means for the Jazz in the future. It's not great for your team if you're depending on a rookie that much to do everything. And then you consider the fact the Jazz are so bad defensively. Whew, that is dangerous. Dangerous. That's pretty good, KG to CB. Dangerous. I like that. Dangerous, dangerous, danger. Dangerous, danger is kind of fun. I know that is a little bit redundant, but dangerous, danger. Danger's fun. We got to come up with something danger. Manger danger. It's Christmas time. Manger danger. Probably going to hell for that one. Let's see. Danger FC. Dangerous Danger FC. Danger FC. Maybe it's something like football club. Forward center. Jazz Danger. Danger Stranger Things. Stranger Things. Danger Things. Oh, Danger Things FC, baby. I don't know. Is that good enough? Dangerous. Do I sing Dangerous? Do we get a song with this one? Dangerous, dangerous, Danger FC. That might be too much. I don't know. Is that too much? Danger Thing. Danger Things. I kind of like Danger Things, but it doesn't quite work. Danger. Danger Will Robinson. Danger. Cuidado. Cuidado, as they say in Spanish. Dinger, danger. Danger Things FC. We've got to come up with something good. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I'm here for anything. Stranger Danger FC. I don't want to... I feel like that's funny, but I want it to be cool. I want it to be cool. We're cool here. All us hoops nerds, we're cool, okay? Don't look at my high school yearbook pictures, but we're cool here. All right? Danger. 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 Danger Finger. No, not quite there. I kind of like Dangerous Danger FC. That just kind of sounds cool. I'm going with that. The gavel is out. Dangerous Danger FC. And sometimes we may sing it, baby. But that's pretty cool. Dangerous Danger Banger. Banger Danger. You know, banger can be really cool when you're talking about songs, and then it can be problematic in other ways. So so we may avoid that. I like the effort though, Dirty Jazz. I like it. Uh-oh. Are we still streaming? I hope so. Did we freeze? Did we freeze? What's going on here? Okay, we're back. Sorry. Dangers and MASH. Dirty Jazz wants to trade JC and Kelly Olynyk. I, as well, would like to do those things. But, oh my gosh. Anyways, I think it's Dangerous Danger FC, baby. Dangerous Danger FC. Let's see. Levon Panhurst with a $9.99 donation. My man, you are incredible. Thank you for the donation. Levon, you're incredible. I live in Sac. Went to the game, and Horton Tucker sucks. He was horrendous. Yes, he was pretty bad. You are right. I some of the beat reporters online were talking about how the in-game experience with Sacramento is a lot better, and I have to agree, especially with the Beam Team stuff. That's pretty fun, and apparently the music, the overall everything is better. THT does equal Tankathon. It does kind of, THT might stand for Tankathon. I'm not gonna lie, and it's the Jazz might be interested in playing THT. That's one thing to watch, by the way. Are we? And in THT's defense, he apparently was sick. So that probably didn't help things, but maybe you're playing a sick THT just to make sure you get the loss. I don't know, but it looks like the stream rate is going a little down. So guess what? It's probably time to end it there. Dangerous Danger FC. I am so happy to have another all-star on the squad. We're up to 18, baby. And guess what? We're close to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Hoops Nerd channel, baby. It's only going up from here. THT is Ainge's favorite player, probably, because THT allows him to draft Stephon Castle, who, by the way, Castle, that guy, I just have a feeling about that guy, and he might not be as big as he looks. Sometimes that's the biggest problem, but you know what? Before the stream drops out, by the way, I got some great news as well. I'm going to be able to get fiber, finally, at my house. So this stream stuff, issues like tonight, they're going away, baby. Fiber at some point for the Hoops Nerd. So we are going to be even on another level. And so I'm excited. I don't know if you guys have as well. Also, I might share it in the chat. This is, and for all you guys here that are, this is no pressure at all, and I don't want anyone to feel inclined at all. But if anyone would like to, my boys' comp team won 3rd place tonight, baby. West Davis Wolves win 3rd place in Battlegrounds. Next season starts. I sent some donations out if anyone wanted to. I'll put it in the community tab. Don't feel obligated at all. But I know Joshua Hansen did, and I sent that over for the team. It's incredible. Thank you so much, Joshua. If anyone wants to, I'll put a link in there for a Venmo for the coach. He's the head coach. I'm the assistant coach. We have a lot of fun. These kids are getting better and better. I'm going to put that in there. Anyways, I just put that out there in case anyone wanted to, but obviously no pressure at all. But if anyone wanted to, you can. Let's see. Wow, that made me feel weird. My headphone was off and it broke my brain. All right, let's go to the Tankathon here. We are on Tankathon. Jazz are at 7. They are likely going to be 6 at the end of the year, unless they make some trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is not going to happen. Anyways, let's see who wins this. Boom! Utah stays where they're at. Number 7. And on Tankathon's mock draft, that gets them Nikola Topic. Some people are even talking about him being number 1. That's what's crazy about this draft, is legitimately every single one of these guys Probably not Reiseker. Could be the number 1 pick. Ron Holland could be the number 1 pick. Sarr could be the number 1 pick. Collier, I think that Gavoni has him as his number 1 pick. Bucelis was kind of the number 1 pick before this whole season started. And I think Stephon Castle might be my number 1 pick. I love this guy. This guy has it. Look at that. 3 steals per game. That's the best indicator. Reed Shepherd at Kentucky looks awesome. He's only 6'3", though. That's what gets me. That's why I like Stephon Castle is the size. And he's got the strength and the girth, baby. Yes, I said girth. Yes, I did. But anyways, long neck Nicola, baby. He's got a long neck. He does. He's got a long neck. But if he's really good, he's really good. And guys that have been named Nicola have done pretty well in the league. All right, let's give a shout out to our All-Stars, including, we got to refresh this because we got a new All-Star tonight in Dangerous Danger FC, baby. Very, very excited about a new All-Star tonight. Freaking awesome. I love all the members, but All-Stars get the special treatment, okay? All right, let's give a shout out to He's Dangerous Danger FC, Christian House Money to Haas, Dirty Jazz Car Wash Channel, The Outlaw Jesse James Nelson, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, Ryan Perry, the Legend, Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under, Yes Jake C. Can, See ya, Lexalator, Built Ford Tough, Alexander Tufts, Jorge Arrizaga Mimigo de Abajo, Jordan the GOAT, Best Roll, TGD Total Game Domination, Tyson Price, The Price is Right, Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire, KG to CB, Keontae George, to Cam Boozer, Patrick Kakubo, the Connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame. Thank you guys all for being a part of this channel, for liking and subscribing. If you're new here, you got to subscribe to this channel. Like the video. Go watch the new video I put down on Lauri Markkanen and why I think the trade is more likely than, well, not more likely than not, but I think it's more likely than you think. Go watch it, baby. Guys, like and subscribe to the channel. Go to PrizePicks, use promo code HoopsNerd. I will talk to you next time.